Idioms, knowing and not knowing. 1. Idioms about knowing. Idiom, know something inside out. Meaning, to know everything about a subject. Example, he knows the system inside out. Idiom, know your stuff. Meaning, to have good practical skills and knowledge in a particular activity or subject. Example, when it comes to data analytics, he certainly knows his stuff. Idiom, have a familiar ring to it. Meaning, to seem or sound like something you have heard or seen before. Example, I didn't know who was speaking, but his voice had a familiar ring. Idiom, ring a bell. Meaning, to sound familiar. Example, the name rang a bell, but I couldn't remember where I had heard it before. Idiom, know something back to front. Meaning, to have very good and detailed knowledge of something. Example, she knows her part in the game back to front. Idiom, know your way around something. Meaning, to be very familiar with a place, subject, or system, and therefore be able to act effectively. Example, those two guys really know their way around an engine. Idiom, know something like the back of your hand. Meaning, to have very good and detailed knowledge of something. Example, I know this area like the back of my hand. 2. Idioms about not knowing. Idiom, not have a clue. Meaning, to have no knowledge about something, or to be unable to remember something. The weakest idiom. Example, he doesn't have a clue about how to fix a car. Idiom, not have the faintest idea. Meaning, used to emphasize that you really do not know something. Stronger than the first idiom, faint, means not strong or clear. Example, I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about. Idiom, not have the foggiest idea. Meaning, absolutely do not know or understand something at all. Even stronger than the second idiom. Example, I didn't have the foggiest idea what he was talking about. Idiom, can't for the life of me do something. Meaning, completely unable to do something. Example, I just met that woman yesterday, but I can't for the life of me remember her name. Idiom, out of touch. Meaning, not informed or not having the same ideas as most people about something, be not really up to date with something. Example, a few of the older teachers are completely out of touch with their students. Idiom, don't ring any bells with me. Meaning, being unfamiliar. Example, no, I'm sorry, that description doesn't ring any bells with me. Idiom, not know which way to turn. Meaning, to be unsure of what to do or whom to ask for help. Example, after the company collapsed, its former employees did not know which way to turn. 3. Coming to conclusions. Idiom, put two and two together. Meaning, to guess the truth about a situation from what you have seen or heard. Example, I didn't tell her George had left, but she noticed his car was gone and put two and two together. Idiom, get hold of the wrong end of the stick. Meaning, come to the wrong conclusion, to misunderstand something. Example, you got the wrong end of the stick, I invited him to be kind, not because I fancied him. 4. Other idioms with the word know. Idiom, before you know it. Meaning, very soon, quickly or suddenly. Example, I'm not far from your house, so I'll be there before you know it. Idiom, how was I to know? Meaning, used to say that something you did wrong was not your fault because you did not have enough information. Example, I just wanted to give her a surprise, how was I to know you'd already bought tickets? Idiom, will have you know. Meaning, used to emphasize something that you are telling someone. Example, she's a very nice person, I'll have you know. Idiom, I don't know about you but. Meaning, whatever you are going to do, or whatever you think. Example, I don't know about you, but I'm going to bed. Idiom, know your place. Meaning, to accept your position within a society or an organization. Example, I just get on with my job and do as I'm told, I know my place. Idiom, not know where to put yourself. Meaning, to feel particularly awkward, uncomfortable, or embarrassed. Example, and then he started to sing. Well, I didn't know where to put myself. Idiom, not that I know of. Meaning, used when answering a question to mean that, judging from the information you have, the answer is no. Example, is she especially unhappy at school? Not that I know of. Idiom, not know whether to laugh or cry. Meaning, to not know how to react in a particular situation. Example, when she told me they were getting married, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Idiom, there's no knowing. Meaning, it is impossible to be certain about something. Example, the CEO acts so erratically that there's no knowing what she will do next. Erratically means not regular or expected. Idiom, be known to be. Meaning, it is true or happens. Example, a daily intake of 20 mg of vitamin C is known to be sufficient in most cases to ward off scurvy. To ward off, means to prevent.